Just like before, I'm gonna let Granny keep reading her book. Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. And, well, it's a new update. The Luna 1 update. Because now we are making our sad departure from Natlan and heading towards Nod-Krai'ing. But before we do that, there's a good chunk of stuff. I'm sorry, I can't just interrupt while Granny's doing her thing. But yeah, there are a good chunk of new stuff that has come within the Nod-Krai'ing cycle. First and foremost, the free standard banner selector is back. And this time, Mizuki is now a selectable option. And, well, as you can see here, look at all these characters. And not only that, we also get Ascension materials that basically guarantee them an instantaneous level 60. We can choose from Jean, Diluc, Chi-Chi, Mona, Kaching, Tighnari, Dia, or Dea, however you pronounce it, and Yume Mizuki. As some of you are probably thinking, oh, you know what, it'd probably be the best option would be to go for someone like Jean, or Diluc, or maybe even Mona. And you could make arguments for Kaching, Tighnari, and Dea. Because, really, who's gonna willingly select Chi-Chi? Am I right, guys? Who's willingly going to select Chi-Chi? But, hear me out on this one. This one's a bit of a more logical approach. I don't own Mizuki yet. So, if I were to claim Mizuki right here, the next 50-50 that I lose, at least I'm now guaranteed to get Star Glitter. You know where I'm going with this, right? I mean, it makes the most sense. So, let's go ahead and invite Yume Mizuki.
Hello, I am Yume Mizuki, a clinical psychologist. If something's troubling you, feel free to talk it out with me. I can banish even the darkest of nightmares from your mind without leaving a single trace. Oh, you don't believe me? Well then, if you have a moment to spare, why don't you stop by my office?
Hey, look at that, I got a new character! What are the odds of that? And of course, Ascension materials, because obviously. Now, the only gripe that I have with this at the moment is, well, why don't we get a free standard banner weapon selector? Let alone, why not include Tighnari, Dea, and Mizuki's weapons on standard banner? And, you know, this could also be further implemented with more characters that will eventually get added to the standard banner. I mean, to be fair, I think there is one that's eventually coming within this cycle. I don't know when that'll be. Presumably, it'll be during Update Luna 5. Or I guess the quote-unquote 6.4. But who's to say? Starting from September 28th, you'll receive 4 pieces of mail which contain a tentpole, a sanctifying elixir, and some other goodies. And a cumulative check-in event starting on October 1st. I almost said Halloween, but that's at the end of October. We could get tentpoles, enlightenment, dust, and some other goodies. We also have the next main quest. Of course, the exploration of Nod-Krai'ing, which, for the further that we explore it, the more free Primo Gems that we can get. And this will last until, I believe, the end of Update Luna 2, which, if memory serves me right, that's probably going to be around the end of November, so that's plenty of time.
I know. Present.
And of course, now that we have access to Nod-Krai'ing, we have to do the quest in order to get a free copy of I Know. And this one's permanent, which is great. We also have the test run, featuring, of course, characters that will appear on the Luna 1 First Phase banner with Lauma, our favorite little cabbage, Shinobu, and Kaveh. But one thing that is really interesting about this, that I think I've read this over the patch notes, that if you own the character, and if you completed the trial previously, you can now just automatically collect these. But we'll do Lauma's trial a little bit later. We also have more music tracks. And of course, A Traveler's Tale, which is now a permanent feature. But now, let's go ahead and test out Lauma. Lauma is a Dendra support character who enables her party members to trigger Lunar Bloom reactions, which enhances Bloom, Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, and Lunar Bloom reactions. When Lauma's in the party, Bloom reactions triggered by party members are obviously converted to Lunar Bloom, which provides the party with valuable Verdant Dew on top of the standard reaction effects. Lauma herself and certain characters can utilize their talents or consume the Verdant Dew to deal Lunar Bloom damage to opponents, and they can also crit. Pretty neat. When Lauma elemental skill is tapped, she summons a Frostgrove Sanctuary, dealing continuous Dendro damage and lowers Dendro and Hydro res. And when it's held, she consumes all Verdant Dew and gains the Moonsong stacks based on the Verdant Dew that's consumed, which helps her Elemental Burst generate more Pale Hymn. And when she uses her Elemental Burst, she grants nearby party members a fixed number of Pale Hymn stacks, which increases, Bloom-related damage. Oh, and she's by herself. Well, this ought to be fun.
Leave this place.
Oh, I can see that there's a little little moon thing.
Branches of song. For the everlasting forest.
Oh, I just realized that was for the basic tutorial. I thought we were actually doing something. Oh, look at that! There's cabbage in the trial. Now that's actually really interesting. But now I kind of want to see what it's all about with Lauma. That is a lot of elemental mastery for a trial character. She's obviously using her signature weapon, the Night Weaver's Looking Glass. That right there is a lot of text, but according to my feeble mind, all I just need to know is that when the equipping character elemental skill deals Hydro or Dendro damage, they gain a proc, which increases their elemental mastery. And when Lunar Bloom is triggered, the equipping character gains more elemental mastery. And when they're both active, Bloom damage is increased by a lot. Hyper Bloom and Burgeon, not as much. And Lunar Bloom damage is significantly less than that. She's using the new artifact set, the Silken Moon Serenade. So from this, it says that obviously 2-piece, 20% energy recharge, which is fantastic. When dealing elemental damage, gain the Gleaming Moon Devotion effect. Increases all party members' elemental mastery by 60 or 120 points. When the party's moon sign is nascent or ascendant gleam, the equipping character can trigger this effect while off field. And all parties' lunar reaction damage is increased by 10% for each different Gleaming Moon effect that party members have. And they can't stack. That's a deer! I almost want to put in the Shikanoko Noko Koshtan theme just because of that. But yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Oh.
Hey!
That's a robot.
Rim cutter! Lightning purified!
By the frost moon of old,
Use of force authorized.
leave this place. A grave transgression.
I see everything.
Time to no my.
Oh, jeez, he froze.
Let me weave you a verse.
Dissipate.
I mean, that
Out of my way.
kind of looks like a
With one
cannon.
heart, we pray. Lush as the moonlight.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did she just turn into a deer for a brief moment? And with that, that was actually relatively fast and quick, even though it didn't seem like that was the case. Also, what's this? Apparently there's something involving the character. Characters can Oh, right. I forgot about this. So as you can see here, we need Masterless Stella Fortuna to further ascend the level cap of our characters. To put it simply, we're going to need characters that are already at C6, and if we manage to pull them from either a banner or potentially getting them from a new, or potentially getting them from a free selector, we can obtain Masterless Stella Fortuna. And you just gotta remember, it only applies if the character is at C6. Oh, right, Nizuki. We'll level up this friendly little lady later. But now, I believe it's time that we begin our story quest. And sometimes I forget that we could just immediately chaos control to there, so we'll just go ahead and chaos control! Huh. That went a lot faster than it usually does. And with that, it's time to embark on a new journey. It would be really gut-wrenching that if every single character that we met from Natlan ends up wishing us goodbye. Because I'll be honest, there's some stuff that kind of hurt me. Well, not hurt, but it impacted me in a way. And if that happens again, well, I'm gonna feel really sad. Or even more sad.
Hey, Anepa. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Sorry about that, I was busy doing some stuff. And having an inner monologue.
That is perfectly all right. My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready whenever you are.
Well, let's get this show on the Whale Road.
But are we really gonna set off without telling anyone again?
I mean, isn't that just how we roll? When we're not being tailed by Star Fontanian reporters, that is.
Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over.
Hey! You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you? No chance.
Oh no, don't tell me it's happening.
Yeah, come on, Traveler. We've already made all the preparations.
Oh god, you're gonna make me all emotional.
And most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
Looks like I got caught red-handed again.
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for Nod-Krai'ing. So, we asked Paimon to give us a heads up before the date of your departure.
So it was you. You're the one who's gonna make me all emotional. I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. That was pretty suspicious, Paimon. You know what? Just for that, you're getting ejected from the spaceship. Paimon is indeed the imposter.
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours?
It's gonna make me sad.
Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Chaska, Ian-san, Auroron, even the Pyro Archon herself.
Oh god, no.
You're invited too, Inefa. Shilonen has a special gift for you.
Well, you can't refuse an invitation like that. So, how about you, Inefa?
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My impression of her is exceedingly positive.
Wait, so robots like massages too? Or is it just that Shilonen really knows how you're wired?
I would like a massage too. I haven't had one in years.
All right, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Woohoo! Party time!
It's gonna be a sad party time knowing that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to everyone.
Spit it out then.
They've set off.
Just as my calculations projected. About time I met this variable in person.
You know, every time we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon. This is it. The next chapter of our adventure has begun.
Yeah, and this time I
This
didn't
time,
cry out.
It was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her Saurus crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
Yeah, this time I
In
didn't...
other words,
oh,
Paimon has marked the geographic coordinates from 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago as the boundary between Natlan and Nod-Krai'ing. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh, that actually kind of makes sense.
wait, what?
What about
Oh,
you, Inefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way around. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the moment you felt like you'd left Nod-Krai'ing?
In that case, probably when my sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon? You mean that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to... Huh? Here we are. Paimon, Traveler, we have arrived in Nod-Krai'ing.
Oh, wow!
It's beautiful. Also, I'm not pressing anything, yet it's just automatically
Paimon,
playing.
Traveler, welcome to Nod-Krai'ing.
That must be Nasha Town up ahead! That's the place you were telling us about on the way over, right?
Oh, can I actually... Okay. First off, I did not have the auto turn on, yet the dialogue was going off on its own, so I couldn't really give my 2 cents about it. But, at least the farewell wasn't as bad. Because, realistically, not everyone went to say goodbye. That's pretty much it, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, is it heart-wrenching? Yes, but it's not as bad. I feel like it could have been way worse, so... Huh?
That is correct, Paimon. It is also the most bustling commercial hub in all of Nod-Krai'ing.
Could this really be?
Oh, sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties. Huh? Is something up, Traveler?
Oh, sorry. I had to take a knee real quick.
Paimon. This is where our spaceship landed when Ether and I first arrived in Tevat.
Huh? Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before? Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Honestly, I think so too. As in me, not as in me as Lumine, but me as in, well, me.
Well, because those memories are really hazy. All I remember is Ether waking me up and us leaving the ship. But just now, setting foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those moments.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
Is it the what now?
Kuva, what now?
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique elemental force found only in Nod-Krai'ing, or rather, a pure, primordial form of elemental energy.
Would it be a bit like phlogiston?
That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database is the primordial sea.
Not the primordial sea!
Legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of Nod-Krai'ing. Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to Kuvaki?
It certainly feels similar to phlogiston, yet also somehow different. Maybe they both belong to the light realm that the Lord of the Night mentioned. Still, this feeling, there's no doubt about it. It's the same power I felt the first time I set foot in Tevat.
Wait, Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
I think it was near a beach?
Nod-Krai'ing is surrounded by the ocean. In other words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline.
There was also a mountain?
Negative. Description still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint target location.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away. After all, it's been a really long time.
Darn right it's been a long time.
Let's just do what we've always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'm not sure if I should answer that question.
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Thank you both.
Our pleasure. Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in Nod-Krai'ing surely counts as a big step forward, huh?
I guess so.
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself. You sure are a quick learner, Inefa.
I mean, she's a robot. I mean, of course that she's a quick learner. If we can find her spaceship, maybe the flight logs could tell us something. At last, a chance to get to the bottom of all this. The truth must be out there somewhere, buried in this land.
Well, as the best guide in the whole of Tevat, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare, Nod-Krai'ing, here we come!
Well then, I'll just go ahead and say, let's go ahead and give a nod to cry. Because I'll be honest, I started Nod-Krai'ing my way to Nod-Krai'ing. Hey, you know what? For every time that past me makes some sort of pun, I'm just gonna add that to the pun counter. And it'll also be accompanied by an image of Symboli Rudolph. Because why not? Anyway, this place looks absolutely great. It kind of gives off steampunk vibes, if you will. You can tell that there's a lot of ladders. And there's also... Huh. Oh, geez, I've been afflicted by the red.
It just occurred to Paimon. looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about Nod-Krai'ing, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
I think that would be a great suggestion.
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road, and you'll reach it.
Huh. Well, that seems pretty easy.
Huh? What into that is that? Looks kinda like a Sealy, floating around in the air like that.
Now that you're saying that, it's making me question if that's actually a Sealy or not.
That is a Kuhenki, a species unique to the land of Nod-Krai'ing.
A Kuhenki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the Kuhenki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess, leading those who walk in the moonlight's glow to things of great importance.
I see.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
Although Nod-Krai'ing lies on Snezhneya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, everything in this land shares a deep connection with the moon and the sky above. The beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents in my database, even the 7 Archons did not exist at that time.
That far back, huh?
Wow! So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon War?
And the Archons themselves?
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
Should we make chase?
I suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a Kuhenki lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of good fortune.
Huh. Well, what are the odds of that? That we just happen to come across one? I guess that means we gotta follow it. The Kuhenki. Or Kuhenki. I want that.
Return to the skies!
Ah! Grady, you're too short. There we go. What is it? What's this? A Lunoculus. How
Incoming.
interesting. I could tell you that we're gonna be collecting a lot of those in the future.
Is this a travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
And who would have thought that it was just in a common chest? Oh, welcome to Nasha Town. The Mimes Brunner Books Investments Portfolio. Speranza's Wheel of Fortune. Oh man. I'm good at word puzzles when it comes to Wheel of Fortune. Eye-catching and mouth-watering sugar sculptures. And enthusiastic researchers.
Are there any particular points of interest?
Oh jeez, well it all sounds interesting.
Oh, it all looks pretty interesting to Paimon. If we have time, she'd love to see, pretty much everything.
I'm also curious about looking at new things that I haven't seen yet.
Recalibrating route. If we keep following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty. From there, we will be able to identify both the Adventurers Guild and several must-visit specialty stores.
Well, that's great.
Yikes. Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, Inefa's gonna put her out of a job?
You know what, Inefa? You're now my traveling companion. Paimon, you're fired. You know, more that I think about it, I could never fire Paimon. She's too good to diss on. She does make a good zings every now and then, but... You know, as they say, c'est la vie.
Was inspired by the one in Maritime Harbor.
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here. Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined, though.
I am really getting steampunk vibes from Nasha Town, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Which aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
Well, Paimon keeps hearing people describe Nod-Krai'ing as an adventurer's paradise. So she kind of thought it'd be a bit more picture perfect somehow.
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in Nod-Krai's past, the Age of the Fae. Tales of those ancient heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed many good deeds for Nod-Krai'ing. The present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then, one day...
What happened then?
What happened?
There came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across Nod-Krai'ing, and for a time it was left desolate.
Oh no.
Heartbroken by what had become of the land they had so cherished, that Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
Definitely seems a little ironic.
Today, no official authority governs Nod-Krai'ing. In theory, at least, it is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish, and become whoever they want to be.
So, whichever way you put it, it could be a lawless paradise, or a paradise of freedom.
The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's Central Plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
Hey, what's that building over there? You know, the biggest, tallest one.
It's a pretty big building.
That is Aino's Boom and Blast Kuvaki energy cannon. It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold.
That's a cannon? Oh jeez. And Aino built that? That's even crazier.
But according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a recent discharge.
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to Nod-Krai'ing?
Does it pose a great threat to the people living here? And does it happen often?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' tale that adults used to scare children. If you don't start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those are the cries of a young woman being dragged away.
I don't know why, but it feels like Inefa's face right here just looks incredibly smug. And I adore it.
You're saying people actually hear things like that?
And it almost makes me sound like that you actually believe it.
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer. But the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later that it became a full-blown calamity. Abyssal monsters and all.
Oh, when you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built a giant cannon to keep the wild hunt at bay.
And I gotta say, that is a really big cannon.
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed.
Well, I know that you know, but I want to know more about I know. So that way I could say that I know.
Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh.
Well, sure. After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well, Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar this early.
Have faith in the people of Mondstadt, Paimon. As far as they're concerned, any o'clock is bar o'clock.
You're right about that.
Oh man, does that mean we actually get to see Barca's in-game model for the first time? I'm actually kind of excited. I should also probably grab this waypoint while we're at it, because, you know, since it's a...
Isn't this the Adventurers Guild? Why isn't anyone here? Does that mean that Catherine and Nod-Krai'ing actually gets to clock out? Anyway, let's come back later.
we are, the flagship.
Wow, it actually looks amazing.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see. Varka? Varka!
He's not gonna call him out if you say his name twice. You have to say it 3 times in order for him to appear.
No matches, I identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today.
You know, that's actually a very valid reason.
Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
I wonder if there is actually anyone that can outdrink Varka. Except Venti. We all know that Venti's an alcoholic.
Huh? Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Inefa.
I'm pretty sure someone can make a pun out of that. Because, you know, Inefa is certainly ineffable. Oh, I just did it, didn't I? That's 2. That's 2. Let's keep count of that, editor.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
Of course. Inefa's a regular here at the flagship.
Wait. The robot can drink?
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
I was about to say that can either be September 12th, 2010, voice crack, or December 9th, 2010. I'm kind of stretching this out quite a bit, aren't I?
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natlan, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Inefa being gone.
Now that is pretty sweet.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Inefa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet.
Still, it's the thought that counts, right?
I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natlan, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Correct.
Yep, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Tell me more about this roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though, guess it's hardly surprising how.
You know what? Discussing about the roulette special. Do you know where he is now?
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvantinyarvi. That's quite far from here.
The first thing that I immediately thought of when saying that was Ansvart near. Because, I don't know. The name's kind of hard to pronounce.
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nod-Krai'ing. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Typical Mondstatter, coming and going like the wind. But do you think he needs our help?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he and his knights can do it, then I don't see a reason to disagree.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master, after all.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Wow! I gotta give him my thanks, then.
Whoa! That's so generous of him! We might not have met yet, but Paimon's got a feeling that we'll get along with Varka like a house on fire.
Oh, and by the way, He also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Anefa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
You know what? Sure thing. I'll leave you to it.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
Not yet.
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
I don't know. I'll probably get very lost trying to explore places.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too. In that case, we better get a move on.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, where's this room that we get to go drop our stuff at? Would it happen to be through this door? It was.
So noisy here. Back in my day, we'd...
Huh. What an old fart.
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh?
Plus, this room looks great.
But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen of Nasha Town.
A town built among ruins, forsaken in the wake of a calamity.
You mean it's got something to do with Nod-Krai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity?
Of course she'd be ogling over the food.
Oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it.
What about your old faithful and sticky honey roast?
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Hello there, tall, pale, and handsome.
Wait a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
That's a long name, but I will definitely call you Flintz.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Longer than the ones that we've seen in Inazuma.
Ah, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past. Would I be correct then to assume that the two of you are travelers in this land?
You would be correct.
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in Nod-Krai'ing today.
Hello.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Oh, geez, I feel flattered.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business?
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Nod-Krai'ing, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
The first thing I immediately thought of was Ratnik was Robotnik. Robots, bring me those beans! There's something off about that lantern.
The burial grounds?
You know, like a graveyard, a cemetery.
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded by tombstones and decay. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh, sounds like a tough job.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of those, fighting against the abyss.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she is still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing, she'd be too scared to fall asleep at night.
Well, looks like you'll have to become nocturnal then.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living. Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have a lot in common, huh?
I guess so. Also, you're quite distracting, in a good way. I don't swing that way, but you're very good looking.
Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand, a lanternless ratnik is like a mapless traveler. A serious conundrum indeed.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time. You're always welcome to come visit my grave. The grave I stand watch over. Your visit would bring much needed light to that place of final rest.
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
I'll certainly take that chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
I guess, see you by the graveside then.
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo.
Paimon, if he heard you say that, you would be put into a grave situation.
Not to badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kinda spooky? Must be all that time he spent around graveyards.
But did you notice anything strange about his lantern?
His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken?
More like there was something inside.
Huh. Guess you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths.
Sure thing. Guess that'll be by the graveside.
Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
That's too late, Paimon. I'm already on it. And next thing you know, I'm just gonna keep spouting out more and more puns. Because that's what people like, right? Puns? Especially bad ones? I'm great at those.
Paimon almost forgot something super important.
Spit it out then.
Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat?
Must have left that craving by the graveside.
But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night or day, may the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Huh? What's going on over there?
It looks like they're handing out food.
Wait, free food? Wow, the people here are so nice! Quick, let's grab some too. Paimon's super curious what their food tastes like.
Now, you know what? Now my curiosity is piqued.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you. travelers from afar.
Oh, how'd you know that we were travelers from afar?
Huh? How'd you know we were travelers?
And from afar?
Just now were a song the birds in the sky, singing of your wanderings. You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
You would be correct on that.
The birds and the... what now?
Paimon, didn't you read the dialogue that was literally right there before I moved on to this current one?
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am.
I'm actually quite curious.
I am Lauma, Moon Chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please, as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
You know what? If a pretty face like you is gonna give me something like that, how could I not refuse?
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this here is the Traveler. Thanks so much for sharing your yummy food with us. We'll take one each.
You have our most sincere gratitude.
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
She's a poet, and I didn't even know it.
The finest you found? Wow! That sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. For it is the blade of the starving that darkness most easily corrupts. As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the moon goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty Fatui swarming into Nod-Krai'ing, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Huh! Look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frost Moon Scions. Got enough for us too?
That's right! 2 servings each! We're starving over here!
The Fatui! After what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces!
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very best you got.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Come again?
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
You!
Hey, look who it is.
Yeah, that's right. It's me, and my trusty companion, Flying Lavender Melon.
Whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next.
And I'll gladly kick your...
Maxime!
Huh? Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Those stooges really are the worst.
Ever since they came to Nod-Krai'ing with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Well, old grudges die hard.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited, so we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
And, well, some of them have likely put us on their whitelist.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frost Moon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us.
Huh? Why thank me?
Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help.
Oh, she knew I was gonna go in there and kick some...
Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all. Besides, for a weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight? You will always be welcome at the Frost Moon Enclave, the place we call our home.
Thanks for your kind invitation. We'll swing by when we get a chance.
May we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
These are delicious! So refreshingly fresh! Those two for Tui wouldn't know a good thing if it came up and bit them on the shoulder.
You're darn right.
Looks like Anefa isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next?
Why don't we follow the map in the travel guide?
Good idea! Wouldn't want to let the Kuhenki down, after all. Let's see... Okay, Paimon's got our route all figured out. So, all that's left to say is... don't fall behind!
You can put off the disguise now.
This is Nuts and Nuts. It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench too.
There's probably something about nuts here, if I had to guess.
This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended restaurants. All the waiters here are kids.
Oh, doesn't that seem like that to be child labor? Are there child labor laws in Nod-Krai'ing?
This is the Vesnitsi Prolecha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away.
Huh. Neat.
And this is the Rossum Workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go.
I see. But will I ever need a weapon made is the question. The answer is probably yes.
And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck. Whoa! Take a look at that! You can see really far out into the distance.
I can see a Lunoculus on top of here as well.
That way's north, and that looks like something built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west, that must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frost Moon Scions live. So, what'd you think? Even if Anefa kinda stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right?
It's still not quite the Anefa level. I think you don't have enough, no, wait, no, that doesn't work.
Hey, come on! Would it kill you to compliment Paimon?
Slowly, yes.
Huh? Look! There must be someone at the Adventurers Guild now. There's already a line forming outside. Looks like we'll finally be able to ask about your spaceship. Oh, or was there anywhere else you wanted to stop by first?
As a matter of fact, one of the storefront signs caught my eye.
Where? Which one are you... Oh, now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Ugh, better not be who she thinks it is.
Who do you think it is then?
Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
Do not worry, Paimon. I cross my heart that I will keep a good eye on my Mora. Suspicious shop, here I come!
Please, here we go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord Sangama Bay your first port of call.
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
It's been a while, hasn't it been, Dory?
Of course it's the real deal. Everything you'll find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Well, if it isn't my two most valued clients.
Long time no see, Dory. Set up a branch all the way out here in Nod-Krai'ing now?
And with no small thanks to your munificent patronage. Come. How could you just sneak into Nod-Krai'ing like this without telling your dear Lord Sangama Bay? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
She's definitely more expressionate now compared to back when we played this all the way back at Sumeru years ago. And honestly, it's a massive improvement.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you.
Oh, come now. You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business.
Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, the main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in Nod-Krai'ing.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan, or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door.
Why are you posed in a way that makes me want to draw you like one of your French Fontanian girls? Wait.
Since you're both here in Nod-Krai'ing, would you care for some of my finest local souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends?
No. I wouldn't say that necessarily. I would be interested in partaking in these, business exchanges.
My. Your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. In that case, I know just the thing. You must be on the hunt for something like this?
What's that? Your hat?
Information, of course. Information about Nod-Krai'ing, locked securely in the otherwise impenetrable vaults of the Lord Sangama Bay's brilliant mind.
Now that you mention it, that is actually what we're after.
I knew it! I just knew you'd appreciate the value of my wares. On the back of all our pleasant dealings in the past, I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs would never do something like that.
What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I am the most generous person forget it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is this. The moment I set up shop in Nod-Krai'ing, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say, there's no time for business like a crisis. Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moon's remnants. People began to catch a whiff of the coming chaos. And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential profit.
And there's your Mr. Krabs moment.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora.
Oh, really? But surely it was the tales of an adventurer's paradise that brought you here. The chance to take your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities. In that case, what would you like to know about?
Well, what can you tell me about the Frostmoon Scions?
The Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch. It's just, well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little more from that lot is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will start to boom too.
I see. Please tell me about the Lightkeepers.
Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in Nod-Krai'ing? This place is hardly a magnet for noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me.
Interesting. Let's talk about the Fatui.
Everyone knows they're here for the ancient moon's remnants, but no one's sure why they pulled them down in Nod-Krai'ing of all places. Anyway, they've been acting mysterious enough, but if you ask me, That Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau of theirs up north hides secrets wilder still.
That's really interesting. Tell me what you know about the Knights of Favonius.
That bunch of booze-loving monsters? Ugh, don't even get me started. As fellow Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys? I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it.
That image is pretty funny, but would you know anything about a spaceship from the past?
What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that.
Darn.
Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor.
Well, with that in mind, I have no more questions.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in Nod-Krai'ing. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets. Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there, no matter how much trouble you're in.
Huh.
The Curatorium of Secrets? What do they get up to there?
Probably something secretive that involves curatoriums.
Just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood, Lord Sangama Bay.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you, right?
It sounds like something that you would exactly do.
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free just to win them over. What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallets. I mean, on behalf of your wallets.
Right.
You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
You're not even convincing me.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I won't argue with that. But I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in Nod-Krai'ing, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors.
Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now.
She looks kind of hot, though, not gonna lie.
Fine. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. We might both be from Sumeru, but compared to hers, my conscience is so large, why, you could fill 3 whole palaces of Alcazar's array. But when you realize what I'm saying is true, don't say that good old Lord Sangama Bay didn't warn you.
Well, isn't that quite interesting? Well, with that in mind, let's go ahead and dilly-dally over to the Adventurers Guild. I mean, surely, by now, Catherine will be there, right? Catherine!
Lucky us! The line seems to be gone now. Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine. Hey, Catherine, we meet again.
It's been a little while since we've last seen each other, right, Catherine?
How ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Catherine with a question mark? Wait a minute. You're not Catherine! Post-edit Moose here. It seems that we had some audio corruption issues for this video. I tried multiple workarounds in an attempt to fix it, but unfortunately it's far beyond from repair. Since the only thing that's left from this point on are cutscenes, I'll just go ahead and give a brief synopsis to what goes on for the rest of the video this way. I would like to profusely apologize for this as it was out of my control while trying to work on this. Well, with that in mind, let's get this briefing going. We end up meeting Sandrone, ranked 7th amongst the Fatui Harbingers, and it turns out that the Catherines that have been stationed at every single Adventurers Guild across Tevat were all created by her. The reason why she's here is unclear at this moment in time, but she hits us up with the titular Ad Astra Abyssosk before departing and comes forth to Catherine stationed in Nod-Krai'ing. We then meet up with Inefa after she's finished her errands and suggests that we meet up with Aino at the Clink Clank Crumkake craft shop. Along the way, we rescued a trapped bird that was in some fancy Venus flying trip-esque flower. But that's not entirely important. Upon arriving at the workshop, we meet bots that share a similar vibe to Bang Boo that were all built by Aino herself. After finally getting to meet Aino, she's stuffing her face with sweets and gets a scolding from Anefa. Regardless, Aino is relieved to see Anefa has made it back home safely. We also ask Aino what she knows about her spaceship, but she has no answer for that either. Then a discussion about the Frost Moon Scions and the Moon Chanter having the ability to see the true past. With that in mind, Paimon and I make our way to Hisi Island to meet up with the Frost Moon Scions. Also, this is where we get our free copy of Aino. And that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for tuning in for this briefing, and this is where I'll cut things off. So until next time, I'll catch you all later.